Welcome back to the Hunt Fish Travel Podcast. I am your hostess, Carrie Z. We are here with John McGuire from Advanced Shooting Analytics out of Boulder, Colorado, and he's going to explain to us what he's got going on here.
Thank you. I have something that I think might be interesting for the outdoorsmen or outdoorswomen who are probably some of your viewers, right? We came up with a different type of sniper rifle this year. What we did was, where conventionally chassis are made with an aluminum frame that you bolt your stainless steel bolt action receiver to, we went a different direction. We found that aluminum has a thermal sensitivity, and when it gets hot, it expands, and when it gets cold, it contracts, and it does so faster than that receiver. And what the net effect there is a warping of the receiver, and essentially you're changing your point of impact, your point of aim versus your point of impact every time the temperature changes. So say you save up all your money and you go one of your fancy hunts to go shoot a snuffleupagus in Antarctica, and you've saved up thousands of dollars. You take the shot, but it's 30 degrees colder than you've ever shot before. I can guarantee you your bullet is gonna dive into the ground much faster than you're expecting it to. So this rifle system is completely thermally insensitive. It has the same point of impact, whether it's room temperature, negative 100, plus 200, it doesn't matter. That bullet will always find the center of the bullseye.
Interesting. How'd you come up with this idea?
I have kind of a strange background. I spent about a decade doing work for NASA JPL and NASA Goddard. I did a little bit of stuff for the Canadians and most of the aerospace primes. And my work especially was looking at building satellites and what happens when you have to bond an aluminum component to a steel component. And I kind of stopped doing that. I was in an accident, and my circumstances changed a little bit. I got into consulting and then long-range shooting, and I bought one of these expensive custom rifles, and I couldn't believe that they were bolting a stainless steel receiver to an aluminum chassis. It just didn't make any sense to me. So I put the numbers into my computer, and I looked at what the result was, and it's about one MOA every 10 degrees Fahrenheit you're going to have of a change in a point of impact. And so you start to stretch that out. Today we're shooting further and further. 30-degree temperature change at 1,000 yards, you're going to miss by about 3 feet.
For real.
With our system, you're going to be off by an inch or two at most.
Wow.
So we built that into the rifle. We build the chassis all in-house. It's all from billet metal. We have a few different receiver companies that we work with. We bring that in-house. We do all the blueprinting ourselves. We pair it with a benchmark barrel, drop it in, and now one of the things we're announcing this year is we've actually started working with Tangent Theta, the Division of Armament Technology. They are out of Canada, and we are doing the scope tube for them now. So that's why what you're seeing here, or the viewers, if they're tuned in by audio, will have to take my word for it. It's a shiny, polished steel rifle scope tube, and that is also made of the same alloy as what matches the receiver and the chassis. And so again, as temperatures change, your scope is keeping up with them. That scope is never going to change where it's looking at relative to where the barrel's pointed.
What's the weight difference? Is there a considerable weight difference?
No. Aluminum and steel have almost the same strength to weight and the same stiffness to weight. So when we got done designing this, we were at 6.5 pounds for the chassis, and it actually didn't feel very well balanced. We went up to 7.5 pounds. So our chassis is just in line with all the other manufacturers. All you have to do is design it a little bit more carefully. You take out material where you don't need it, and you utilize the fact that steel is so much stronger than aluminum. We're better with durability. You can literally drop it on the ground. It will not break. You can, into that we've integrated a whole bunch of features made for that. So for instance, this is a right-handed rifle, but this same chassis, everything about it can be configured to be a left-handed rifle. You just drop in a left-handed receiver, the magazine latch is reversible, and then when you want to set your gun down, if you set it down on the opposite side, if you're a right-hand shooter, you set it down on the left, you're not going to have your magazine pop out. You won't have any unexpected adjustments be made. We sell it with this hardwood in the back, so you can see this one actually has babinga on it, which you won't see on most precision sniper rifles, but but it gives it a special look, and when we deliver it with a polymer-based cheek riser and bag rider as well. And that way you can go to the range, you can beat it up, but then if you want to display it on your mantle, you can do so with the fine wood again. We have a spring-loaded length of pull system, so if you want to lay on the ground and take a long shot, be more comfortable, one button you can get out there. We have a textured barricade stop in the front, so if you push it up against a barricade, that's how easy it is to shorten your length of pull. We have our cheek riser on this 5-point pivot here, so you can index this knob.
That's nice.
Yeah, you can just make little
really nice.
clicks, one detent at a time to get that eye relief just perfect. And then the same on the bottom, we have a bag rider that also is on a detent. You can get your reticles right where you need them to be with very little work. So we have a folding hinge system that nicely captures the bolt. I guarantee it'll fit tighter to the side of the gun than any other chassis you've seen. All Remington 700 platforms, AICS magazines. What am I missing? I'm sure I'm over time, but what else?
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
This is absolutely fascinating. Well, okay, so since this is an audio show, if the listeners would like to go and check out more, see some videos, I'm assuming you have a YouTube channel, or can they go to your website and see exactly what you just showed me?
As you were kind enough to mention, the name of the company is Advanced Shooting Analytics. If you Google that, you'll find our webpage where there's a link to watch the video.
Okay.
And I paid a disgusting amount of money for that video, so I'd appreciate if you watch it 3 or 4 times. Just put it on repeat and then go, shopping or something. But what it does, it walks through the technology, because what I'm trying to get across is this is more than just another Me Too product. This is. This is genuinely what I believe is the most important innovation to effective rifles since free-floated barrels. There's a tendency in this field to call them precision rifles, and I try to point out to people that you can buy precision. That is a blueprinted high-quality receiver paired with a good barrel, and that's all it is. But what we care about are effective rifles, right?
Yeah.
We care about those tight groups, but what I care about far more is, can you put them on the center of the bullseye? And I countlessly see people bragging about these pictures where they have a tight group, but it's like off to the right side of the bullseye. And I'm like, what are you bragging at? If that target was a little bit smaller, you would have been off into the berm, and you would have been trying to figure out where you were even shooting. So what I'm interested in doing is our effective rifles, okay? So we bring that precision. We buy the best actions there are, the best barrels, and then on top of that, we go in and we hand touch every one of those surfaces to make sure they're truly parallel or normal, depending on which they are. But when we have this chassis that maintains accuracy over any temperature condition,
That's
pair
huge.
accuracy with precision, and now you have an effective rifle. So you can shoot that elephant 14 times, and they'll be through the same hole if you want, but they'll also be in the elephant and not the, whatever other animal is hanging out with the elephant. But does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Everything on here is a premium component too. We have the Trigger Tech trigger. We have the Bix and Andy triggers available. There's the Bat tactical actions we're working with. There's Stiller actions that are really great. I shoot suppressed, so we have some things I'm not yet ready to promise, but we have some suppressor companies we're working with. So when you go and order that rifle, you can have it spec'd out. It'll come in a hard case with the suppressor, with the bipod, with the Babinga of your choice, or the Wenge wood I have behind me, burled mahogany or burled walnut, whatever you want, and you'll get the total package.
Cool. Well, thank you for taking the time to explain this to us. We will, of course, put your website in the show notes. They can go to huntfishtravel.com/advanced shooting analytics to get there quickly if you want to. And I'm excited to check out the video. So thank you.
I appreciate what you're doing. I think, my wife is a passionate shooter, and I think it's great that you have a woman-owned and woman-hosted podcast. I think bringing women into this industry is really great. I'll drop one more little teaser. Even the grip we have on this is fully adjustable. So you loosen the nut, the bolt in here, that grip can slide forward and back relative to the trigger. So if you have small little man hands, it'll work. Or if you have giant woman hands, it'll work. You I'm trying not to get in trouble.
With my long ass arms, I get
You
it.
can make it work no matter what ergonomics you need to. We really did try to fit every type of feature in here that you want.
It sounds like there was an awful lot of thought.
Go take a look at it. Keep doing what you're doing, and you and I are going to have a chat offline about where some wheelchair can go.
We are.
Go do some hunting, because I see the HuntFishTravel podcast, and all I do is want to be involved. So now you have my interest quite a bit. Maybe we can work out a trade.
Sounds good to me. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.